It's Monday, May 15th. This is an end of the day SPY recap. And to start the week, we end up with an inside bar. You can see here within the last 7 or 8 days, this is the third inside bar, not taking out the high of the previous day or the low of the previous day. We had one 2 days ago, then 2 days before that. And as we've discussed, we're in this tightening range. If we look at the weekly chart, we have an inside week from last week that's getting ready to break out. So we've even narrowed a little bit for today. So the breakout is coming. It doesn't mean it's going to necessarily be sustainable. Sometimes on these inside bars, as I've discussed, you get the breakout attempt and then it fails. That's actually a very powerful signal the opposite way, either up or down. But it looks like, we want to kind of break out to the upside after this green looking inside bar. As long as we hold the midpoint of today and kind of break up, we have some of these targets, a lot of targets to hit up here on the upside, even if it wants to reverse. And if we go down, same type of thing, a bunch of targets here that we can easily take out and then reverse to the upside or continue. And that's what you monitor for. So, we know the environment, and that's why we're kind of nimble with all these trades, but there's still enough volatility to do okay. If we look at the structure on the day on the 15-minute chart, right out of the gates, we started lower below the pre-market range between the blue lines, and then we kind of paused in here. I bought some puts. I shot a video on that, scaled out to set up a no-risk trade because I know we're coming down to the midpoint of this tail from, yesterday and this whole buying tail. So you kind of know you're in a position, are you going to really break through or not? So you scale out to set up, a no-risk trade, kind of split the difference, so to speak. If you continue, great. If not, then you have an opportunity to break even a lot easier. What I noticed here as I was watching these 15-minute bars form, it initially went my way, and I was watching this bar kind of start. I wanted to see it start lower into this key area. But what happened was, if you go to the 1-minute chart, this happens on all time frames. Let me see if I can expand it or zoom it in a little bit. What happened was, to really signify that we were likely going to be failing, was let me get to it here, was this kind of move. If you look at the 1-minute chart, you were coming down at the open, and note the way this kind of pause area held kind of that first move. Then you come down, then you kind of pause into this area. It could be orderly, it could be a 1, 2, 3 kind of pause, but it's generally, and then it heads down. But look at this. This is the big boom, 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 big breakdown. That's kind of inefficient pricing with a big fair value gap. You pause in here, and then you come right up through it again. And that's a signal on all kinds of time frames that you're just taking out some stop. You're immediately, breaking down in this area and then quickly coming up through it, and that kind of sets the tone to reverse. So that's where I was able to break even on the trade, and I wasn't surprised at all to see it on the 15-minute chart kind of continue up at that point. Let me get to it again. Whoops. Zoom it out. To continue up from that point. And then as I was watching it, it came all the way back through the midpoint of the first bar. This little pause area to me kind of anticipated another leg up towards those once we would cross the intraday high here. I thought we'd head to the top of that range. So you could have, made a play for that. Obviously, once we kind of hit that area, we then came down and we kind of grinded up a little higher to form that inside bar with a green bias. So let's see what happens. Again, I'm still excited for a potential, breakout attempt. And then, because I think we'll have plenty of volatility on the attempt to at least get in and see if it continues strong or not. To me, if we get in and it goes strong, great, that's a great trade. And if it fails, then that's going to be a great trade the other way, whether it's up or down. So let's see how the week unfolds. But today, again, just on the SPY itself, it was kind of a nimble start to get short and not much opportunity. The low of the day formed really on bar 3 here, if you think about it. Then we went up all day, but it wasn't much, wasn't a clear signal above the previous day's high or anything like that to get long. So it's just a choppy environment. We know that. Playing these indexes are tough right now, and you got to kind of know that and manage the risk and the trades accordingly. But at some point, we're going to break out of there, and then the key is going to be whether we continue or fail.